everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, hello, my name is Sam and it is lovely to meet you. If you're not new around here, welcome back. If you are wondering why does she have two different eyeshadow looks on her eyes, I have just filmed with the new Olden's Eye palettes. That video should be up like way a few weeks ago because I'm actually filming at the start of June for when I go away. Now, I asked on my community tab and over on Instagram some videos that people wanted to see me pre-film, you know, so I had some ideas of what people wanted to watch while I was away, and this was the first one that I'm doing. And it was recommended by two friends, kind of in different ways. Somebody said they wanted me to do like a de-influencing type of video. Somebody said they wanted me to do a full face of products that I dislike. So I thought I'd kind of combine the two because that's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Now, I don't technically like the term de-influencing just because I have different skin type to you. You know, what you love, I might hate. What I hate, you might love. Might work for you, might not work for me. All those types of things. So I thought that I don't really want to de-influence you and tell you shouldn't go out and buy this product. It's horrendous. But you know, it might be horrendous for me, so it might not be very good for me, but it might be amazing for you. So don't come for me in the comments if you have any of these products and you're like, they're absolutely amazing, because I don't give a shit, okay? They don't work for me. That is all I'm trying to say to you. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please stick around. Please don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe and turn that notification bell on, and let's just get into some products that I dislike with a passion. Make it fair, I have only put moisturiser on my skin today. I haven't gone in with any major skin prep or anything like that. I just thought I would keep it nice and light and simple. For my primer, I'm actually going to go in with the We Cherie primer from the Beauty Crop. I really dislike this stuff. I'm only going to be putting it down my T-zone just because I absolutely hate it that much, and I don't really rather not, but I don't mind doing these types of videos just to kind of get it used up basically. This is super sticky. This is super sticky, I'm not going to lie to you. And it doesn't like last as red as what it does look like in the bottle, but it remains sticky for the whole day. Like, I can powder my whole entire face and I can still feel that stickiness underneath it. And I know it's highly raved on TikTok, but you know, that's TikTok. But I just don't, yeah, it is like really sticky, but I would much prefer my e.l.f. one. I can powder lightly over the top of that and not feel any stick, whereas this, it's that sticky that if I'm at work, all of my makeup just ends up on my headset, on my phone, because it's just that sticky that it just peels everything off. But it has got a really nice tack to it, so it's really disappointing. It's not one that I would recommend, it's not one that I enjoy. Yeah, that's the primer. For foundation, I actually had a couple that I could choose from, but I thought I'd keep those in case I do another one of these videos. So I do have a fair few products in my collection that I just dislike. So the one that we're going to go for today, if my friend is watching this, Diane, please don't come for me. I do apologise. I know that you love this foundation, but I just don't. It is the L'Oreal True Match Plumping Tinted Serum. It is a serum. It's very lightweight. This is my skin but better. I would prefer a skin tint as to this. I do like the fact that it has hyaluronic acid in it. That's a plus. The pump doesn't work, so that is absolutely like, oh, it's actually going to work today. Oh, thanks. Call me out to be a liar. Lovely. But yeah, so it didn't work before, but I just don't like it. No, it's not working. Oh yeah, it is. I think that's going to be way too much. I'm just going to distribute. That's what I mean. Like, it's just hard to tell. It just settles into all of my lines, so I'm going to try and go in with bare minimum today, just because I don't really want it on my face. But it just separates on me throughout the day. It just doesn't look nice. I mean, I'm probably going to need a little bit more on than that, but yeah, I know it's highly raved about, and I really love the BB cream that they did, but I just cannot get this to work for me. I don't think it sits, it doesn't sit on my nose very well. I mean, that could be the primer as well, but it just doesn't do anything for me that I'm overly hyped about. And like, I know it's, you know, cheap and cheerful and stuff like that, but I just don't. I would rather pay a little bit more money and get me an expensive one that's just gonna look beautiful. It doesn't look glowy. I can't see any glow. I haven't used a glowy primer, but this is a serum, so you would expect it to look like glowy. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. That's kind of the only coverage that you get. It's very, very minimal, but it is a serum, so it is what it does what it says. But I just don't like it. I do sincerely apologise. I'm just going to build it up just to show you, but you might love it. I know it's really recommended, but I just don't like. I mean, it looks fine when I first put it on, but within like an hour or two, it just literally, I might as well have not bothered putting it on, to be quite honest, because it looks hideous. It really, really does. And I've tested it under like many different primers to see, you know, if it is that. You know, I've tried it under my favourite primers. I've tried it under primers I don't particularly get on with, but I thought it might work with this one. But no, it just doesn't work for me, unfortunately. It's just one of those drugs. I mean, it's just literally, there's nothing on my nose. It's just coming straight off, and it is already looking super, super patchy. Doesn't matter if I put it on with a sponge or a brush, it just does not want to go onto my nose. But I do have that with a lot of foundations. That's not just this one. That's why I always tend to use like my e.l.f. gripping primer on my nose. I've used that one and it's made no difference. Absolutely no difference. In fact, I mean, I don't even know what's going on with that nose now. Let's just move on away from the foundation because I just hate it. So we're moving on to concealer. This is another one. I spent quite a bit of money on this and it creases. Like, it creases so badly. It is horrendous. But I see the TikTokers that are using it are these, you know, these younger ladies, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine if that's your thing. But it doesn't, I wouldn't say, work on mature skin is probably the best way to describe it. It is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have mine in the shade Marshmallow, which is kind of too light for me, but it's very, very brightening and you don't need a lot. But I'm just gonna put it all over my skin actually, just to hopefully help with that foundation. But yeah, I don't really understand the hype. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute before I blend it out. I don't know if I have a cream bronzer that I wouldn't recommend. I need to look. Yes, I do, and I know, I just know I'm gonna get some hate for this one. And this isn't particularly the product itself that I don't like, it's more the shade. And to say this is the lightest shade, but this isn't the only brand that do this. You can have the lightest shade and it still looks orange. And the one I'm talking about is the Rare Beauty bronzing stick. I have mine in the lightest shade, which is Power Boost, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Please ignore those swatches. That is not light. What the hell is that? That's not light, guys. That is horrendous and it is horrible, and I just hate it. I love the formula and I know she's come out with some new shades, but I am fair as fair gets, and that is orange. I don't recommend drawing this on the skin. I don't really tend to draw this on my skin anyway. I just, with any like stick products, I tend to either put them on the back of my hands and then blend them in, or go in with my brush, you know. And a lot goes a long way. You only need a little bit. It is very, very pigmented, so I do think that it's going to last you a really long time. It's just the shade. The shade is blooming awful. I don't see how you can say this is the lightest shade. The lightest shade to me should be cool toned, because a cool tone bronzer, a cool toned shaded bronzer is going to be lighter than anything that's warm toned. You know, it's in the name, isn't it? Cool, warm. You're obviously going to say cool's lighter. But I'm not saying it's a bad formula, because it isn't. I don't, obviously, like I said, I don't really like going. And if you like warm tone bronzers, then you're going to probably love this. I hate warm tone bronzers, which is why I really dislike this. I'm going to blend out this concealer and hopefully you can see what I mean. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's going to like crease on me within seconds, but it just looks very bad under my eyes. Like, it just does not look good. I don't find it like the easiest to blend out either. Like, my Lancome is just so much easier than this. I don't know if that could be because I've gone like a shade like 20 times too light for me, and I'm not one of these. I mean, it is very brightening, but I'm not one of these that is like, I have to have that super bright under eye. Like, I'm not 21, although I wish I was. I don't mind a little bit lighter, but this is like next level, isn't it? Okay. I'm just gonna say, like, it is literally already sitting into these lines here. I don't know if you can see that, but it just already is. And I've tried like putting less on, but I always do my concealer the same way, so I feel like every concealer should be able to multi-function and do it the way that I want it to work. And I do have dry under eyes, so those are hydrated. I have gone in and put like a hydrating eye cream on today. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, guys, because I just hate it. Like, can you see? It's just not blending in. It's just kind of lifting up the rest of my makeup. But yeah, that is a concealer that I 100% would not recommend. Now, for powder, it's probably going to come a little bit of a shock to some people because this is one of my all-time favourite brands, and apparently this is the best powder. Your eyes are going to, under eyes are going to look super, super smooth. You're lying. You're lying to me because I brought it off of your recommendations. You know who you are. You know who you are, you people. And it's shit. It's the Pat McGrath Labs Sublime Skin Blurring, whatever the flipping hell it is called. It's called the Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. It don't blur shit. It don't blur shit. It don't blur shit. Okay, I'm going to say, like, if you've got mature under eyes, please stay away from this powder because it is not worth your money. Okay, I'm going to go in with a powder puff on this side and I'm going to go in with a brush on this side, but it doesn't really matter, to be quite honest. I'm just taking it on this one. I'm just going to tap it off. It is very, very pigmented as well, so you only need a little bit. I've never tested if this has flashback, but I'm hoping that it doesn't for the blooming price of it, but it's just, I don't like it. I just don't like it. It makes my under eyes look very dry and just dried out. I just, I just don't get on with it. Right, now to find a brush. I used it yesterday and within about, oh shit, an hour I had creased, like crease city. I looked horrendous, and I'd actually used this combination. I had used the Huda concealer and this powder on top, and oh my god, it just looked a mess. And I was like, oh my god, I've actually had to walk around looking like this. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, go in with a brush if you're more mature because you're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna settle into your lines as quickly. And I do agree with that if you're using the right powder. Okay, I just don't like it. It just doesn't suit me. No, it's a no from me. Cream blush. I actually have a few of these now and they're okay. When I was looking through my collection, I have definitely a lot more favourites than I do fails, and these are okay. But I just don't think personally I would recommend them. I hate the packaging. I will show you one where I've used the packaging. They're just super. I've chucked the lid away on that one because I just dislike it. I'm just trying to show you where. Yeah, look how messy it is. It just literally gets everywhere. And then they're like, oh, just take this part off and use it, because that's how it was supposed to be made, that you could just take the puff off. You didn't have to obviously press the puff onto people's skin. I don't agree with putting the puff on your face because it lifts off everything. So I do try and use, like I said, it without the puff. I did have the puff on this one, but then it's a very thick formula. Like, it's not very runny or anything like that. See how thick that is, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just not my favourite formula. I like more of a liquidy than, I mean, they're very, very pigmented, guys. You only need a little bit. Yeah, I just don't, they're just not my favourite formula that I have. I need to get a brush. Yeah, I just don't like them. I just don't think that they sit nice on my skin. They show up a hell of a lot of texture that I really don't want to be showed up. They're quite hard to blend out. I mean, look at that. I look like flipping cocoa. The clay, what's going on? They just take a little bit more blending out. I just have a lot better in my collection, to be quite honest. I don't really buy a lot from P. Louise. I know that they do have some amazing products that I would recommend, but these, for me, I mean, I'm not looking good, am I? I'm just not looking good. And I squirted out like the tiniest bit. I've barely used anything. These are just very pigmented. I'm gonna have to try and like go off. If you like blush heavy, then I think you're gonna love this, but if you don't, stay the hell away. Let's just say I'm really glad that I don't have to go out today, because I'm not looking good. I'm not looking good at all. Powder bronzer. So I do have one that I just really dislike. It's very hard to blend out, in my opinion. I find it very, very pigmented, to the case that it's probably over pigmented, and it kind of looks patchy on my skin. And that is the Hoola bronzer from Benefits. You only need a tiny little bit of this, because I'm going to go in with just a tiny bit because I know how pigmented this is. I haven't tried the Hoola Light just because I don't really like the formula of this one. Again, it's very like warm toned bronzer, and I just don't really like it, to be quite honest. It's just patchy. Like, I don't get the hype, and this isn't expensive. Like, for the like little tubs, I did get this in like a gift set, and it was like being discontinued, so I actually got it at like a reduced price. But I just don't get the hype of it, to be quite honest. I don't really have many bronzers, so it was really hard to pick this one, but I just know that I don't really reach for this one because I don't really like it. If you know me, you know I've got a bit of a blush problem. Like, I have a lot of blush. But one that I very, 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 very rarely reach for is this one from the Bronze Blush and Glow from Beauty Bay. I don't find that this formula lasts very well, to be quite honest. And again, it emphasises a lot of my texture. Again, I probably could have picked this bronzer because that's not another bronzer that I reach for. We're going to go in with the shade Rosebud. There's a lot of kick up in them. They just don't last. They're pigmented, you only need a little bit, but they just like, yeah, they just don't last on me. And I need a blush that's gonna last all day long. I mean, I don't think anything's gonna, you know, look right over the top of this Coco the Clown situation that I've got going on. I just don't really like that one. I wouldn't really recommend it. I do have some other drugstore blushes that I just think are a lot better and last a lot longer. Now, I don't own too many highlighters, and there's very to be fair, a lot of my highlighters I'm like, oh, it's okay, I don't really get it. But one that is really, really expensive, and I still can't quite understand why, is actually the Hourglass highlighter. I was holding upside down anyway. That is the Hourglass. The packaging is very plasticky, it's very lightweight. These are expensive, you know, and I just feel like the packaging is very cheap, if anything. It's kind of put me off buying anything. This is the iridescent strobe light. It has got that like kind of pinky, you know, colour to it, but I just don't get it. Like, I just don't really like it, and after a while I don't look glowy. I mean, I do a little bit, but I prefer a highlighter. This is not a highlighter. This is a, you know, trying to add some glow back to the skin, which is nice, and it's great for people that want that kind of thing. But for me, this is not a highlighter. Do you know what I mean? It's very pretty, but there's just better things out there that are a lot cheaper. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't reach for it all the time because it was super expensive. But I've tried this, you know, time and time again, and I just don't get the hype. And like, I really want one of their, you know, their face palettes where you get more bang for your buck. But when I'm using this, I'm like, do I really want one of those face palettes? You know, I mean, it adds like a very nice glow to the skin. I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying it's a horrendous product. I just think it's very expensive, and I have a lot of other things that are better than this for a lot cheaper. Just my look, it's actually looking rather beautiful today, so that's just flipping annoying, isn't it? But I'm not trying to say that this isn't a beautiful product, because it is. I'm just saying that there are just as good products at a cheaper price point, is what I'm trying to say. So that is why this is why I'm de-influencing this product, I guess. It's just the fact that I know that I have other things in my collection that are a lot cheaper that sometimes I prefer. Mascara and lips, I change them every single day, so I can't say that I have one that I absolutely hate, and I definitely can't say that I have ones that I absolutely love. And again, with setting spray, I very rarely step away from Charlotte Tilbury or Amelia Olivia from the Beauty Crop. So again, I don't have ones that I hate. So I'm just going to go away now and finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and show you all the finished look of products that I just don't like. And that is the completed look using makeup products that I do not recommend that you guys go out and purchase with your own money. If you have these products and you love them, that is amazing. If you want to go out and buy these products, that's amazing. They might work for you, they just don't particularly work for me. I have dry skin, I have a lot of fine lines, I have mature skin, all of that good stuff. So yeah, please let me know down in the comments if there's any of these that you really disagree with, that you actually think are amazing. If you use them in a different way and you find they work better, let me know, because that is really, really interesting to me to always know and hear your thoughts as well. Is there anything in here that you totally agree with, that you agree is not worth the money? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.